My name is Leanne Spillane, and I'm the author of Stenhouse's Read and Watch title, Reading Amplified: Digital Tools that Engage Students in Words, Books, and Ideas. Today, I'm going to show you how to use Diigo, a social bookmarking tool, with our new Read and Watch books. In order to use Diigo, you need to add a browser tool or an extension to the browser that you're using. So go to diigo.com and click Tools for Desktop Browsers. I am currently using Chrome, so Diigo senses that and gives me extensions for Chrome. I have already downloaded and installed my Diigo extension for Chrome, and you can see it here on the right side of my screen. And when I click it, I have all of the Diigo tools I will use when highlighting, bookmarking, and commenting on my Read and Watch book. So let's go to Leanne Teisling's Read and Watch book, Word Travelers, and see how Diigo works. So now I'm going to use Diigo tools to mark up the text as I read. And the first item I'm going to highlight is this sentence where Leanne says, many teachers recognize that students should know 95 to 99% of the words in a reading passage before they can understand and learn from it. I'm going to highlight that item, and I'm going to mark it with a sticky note to share with my reading teachers. And I hit post. There are two ways you can mark up your texts. You can highlight and attach notes, or you can add floating sticky notes. So first, I'd like to highlight this sentence and use it as a quote later on. With appropriate preparation and coaching, students can and should do much of the word study on their own time. I'm just going to leave that, and I might mark it just as something I might want to come back to and quote. So you'll notice that both of these sticky notes are marked with a 1. Let's move down the page and look at the 5 important ways Teisling shows us that we can reframe our work in vocabulary. She says, let students take the lead and responsibility for developing their own vocabulary knowledge, teach and model word exploration strategies, teach the most important words directly, acknowledge the complexity of vocabulary development, and accept the help the digital universe can offer. So I'm going to add a sticky note here, and I'm going to drag it down right next to her text. And I'm going to make a note, 5 keys to rethinking vocabulary instruction. Responsibility, teaching and modeling. Alrighty, and you can see that in taking notes, I'm just noting Teisling's ideas here, and I can bullet my list much as she has it bulleted. But if I want to hang on to this for later, and I want to take notes as if I were annotating on the page, this is one way I might do it. When I add a floating sticky note, it automatically floats up over to the left, so I'm just going to drag it down toward that page. So just to show you the difference in the kinds of sticky notes. So I can highlight and add a sticky note, and I can also add floating sticky notes to the page. Now, these sticky notes are private. I could make them public. I could add them to a group or a list to which I belong, and I could even delete them by hitting the trash can key. And then the sticky note disappears. And that is how you can use Diigo tools to annotate, bookmark, and mark up the books you're reading in our new Read and Watch series.